Welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Kristie.
And I'm Josh. Get ready to have a bad hair day because all of our drama today is hair themed.
Am I the asshole for taking my daughter to get her hair cut when I knew it would upset my wife?
I guess the real question is, did it upset your daughter?
Me, 29 male, and my wife, 30 female, have a little girl, 8 female, who I'll be calling Anna. Now, Anna has very thick, blonde, and curly hair that my wife adores. Ever since she was a toddler, she'd spend hours doing her hair every day, braiding it, straightening it, and styling it in all sorts of ways. Our bathroom cabinets are always filled to the brim with a bunch of hair lotions, oils, creams, and other fancy products I don't even know the names of. So I think it's more than fair to say that my wife's a bit obsessed with the whole hair thing. Anna, however, has never been too fond of getting her hair done or of anything that involves having to sit still for more than a few minutes.
I mean, that's very normal for an 8-year-old.
Before she got it cut, her hair used to reach past her waist. And while it looked lovely, she hated getting it brushed, and every morning used to be a screaming fest between her and my wife. Lately, she'd been begging for a shorter haircut. My wife ignored her whenever the topic was brought up in hopes that she'd forget about it, but none of that ended up happening.
Past your waist is a lot of hair. Like, once it's past your waist, it's really gotta be up to the person whose head it's attached to. I don't care how young they are.
I think Anna realized she was getting nowhere with her mom because she started asking me to take her instead. I was reluctant to at first because I didn't know how my wife would react, but I agreed when I saw just how excited the kid was over something as simple as a haircut. So yesterday I drove her to the hairdresser where she got to flip through a lot of magazines and pick a picture of a haircut. And when she chose a really short clipper cut, I knew I was going to be in deep shit with my wife.
Okay, I gotta cut in and ask, did OP at any point talk with his wife about how he thinks that you should get a haircut for the kid?
Sounds like no, because whenever Anna brings it up, the wife just ignores it and hopes it goes away.
And the husband never thought to join in the conversation, be like, no, I really think we should let her get it cut.
No, that would be a reasonable response. We don't do that here.
No, let's go and let the kid shave her head bald.
At that point, though, there was no turning back. I mean, what could I really have done?
Sorry, what do you mean, what could you have done? You could have talked her into a middle length cut. Like, say, hey, let's try it at this length, and if you don't like it, we can come back and get it shorter. It just seems like an extreme change that's going to cause a big fight when you get home, and you know it.
I mean, what could I really have done? Told her that no, she can't get the haircut she was so over the moon about, all because her mom wouldn't like it? I couldn't do that. So we went ahead with the haircut, and by the end of it, Anna couldn't stop smiling. She went around the salon showing it off to everyone and even asked me to take a bunch of pictures, even though she normally hates having pictures taken of her. We did get one rude comment from an older woman at the salon, something along the lines of, "You can't even tell if she's a girl or a boy now." But Anna was way too excited about her hair to notice, and if she did notice, she didn't care.
I'm glad she likes it because your wife definitely is not gonna.
When my wife got home from work that day, though, things quickly took a turn for the worse. She refused to even look at Anna, locked herself in her room, and cried, and then got in the car and drove off.
A little more extreme than I expected.
It's been a day now, and she's still not back. It's honestly starting to worry me. I knew she wouldn't react well to the haircut, but I wasn't expecting her to take it this badly. The kid's upset too, and no matter how much I reassure her, she still thinks that she's in trouble for getting her hair cut. Am I the asshole? I realize how attached my wife was to Anna's hair, but at the end of the day, I still think it's just hair. The kid's old enough to decide these things for herself, and she was really happy with the haircut. So I don't think I did something wrong here. Am I the asshole?
Sorry, is OP married to the villain from Tangled?
It really sounds like it.
Did she freak out, drive off, and then age horribly into dust? Is that why you haven't seen her in a day? Because I don't know, I guess you're not the asshole, the kid likes it, and that's what's really important. I don't know if you should have let the 8-year-old walk all over you with the haircut. Maybe you could have found a middle ground that would have kept mom happy too. But at the end of the day, the kid's happy, and I guess that's the most important thing.
I feel like around 5 or 6 years old was when my mom started letting me pick how long I wanted my hair to be.
I mean, yeah, once you're over 5, you should have some input into it. But also, I don't know, 8-year-olds aren't exactly bastions of self-control. So I'm surprised that OP didn't come back with her hair being bright pink and in spikes. Which I guess would also be okay, I don't know. I guess I'm not trying to judge her sense of style. Just, you really should have looped Mom in on this.
Reddit firmly thinks NTA. Although I agree with you. I think having a discussion with Mom first would have been a good first step. Top comment. NTA, but crying, locking herself away, and driving off are not normal responses, even for someone who is really upset. Is something else going on with your wife?
Yes, she's aging horribly because the curse has been broken.
Someone replied, Gothel needs to see her daughter as more than a head of hair. Mother Gothel. Mother knows best.
I couldn't remember her name, but yeah.
Is Mother Gothel. Another comment. This isn't about Anna's hair, it's about her body autonomy. What your wife has been doing and continuing to do is sending the message to Anna that her body is not her own, and despite her own desires, she should put other people's feelings about what she does with her body first. Is this really the message you want your daughter learning? Think about the long-term implications of learning to give in to other people's wants about her body. The other thing that is really concerning to me is that you say Anna doesn't like to sit still for more than a few minutes. So how is her mom making her sit still for hours getting her hair braided? Bribery, manipulation, invalidation of her feelings? There's a whole boatload of concerning behaviors here from your wife that seriously need to be dealt with, but right now you need to make sure Anna knows that she did the right thing. Her hair is beautiful and none of this is her fault or her responsibility.
I mean, it's tough to push for a middle ground where you had a whole discussion with your wife when her response was to storm out of the house and not come back for a full day. Hair grows back. So I don't know if this is such a big deal, honestly. But also, I don't know if I would have gone as far as that commenter and said that, it's some sort of abuse to brush your kid's hair. At 8 years old, kids are squirmy and it's tough to groom them.
Yeah, but it sounds like this mom is not just brushing her hair. She's sitting there doing intricate braided hairstyles for hours like her daughter is a little dress-up doll.
Yeah, that is a good point. I didn't think about that part. Plus, it being down to her waist is extreme. So yeah, I don't know. Cutting it off might have been the best idea here. At least Anna's happy.
NTA for taking her. She's 8 and she should have a say in how she wears her hair. But you're the asshole for doing it behind your wife's back. By the way, your wife needs to seek professional help if this is how she reacts to a haircut. Someone says he had to do it behind his wife's back because she wasn't allowing either OP or her daughter a say in it.
That's not a fair comment because it sounds like OP never attempted to have a say in it. He just took his daughter off and got her haircut.
Yeah, someone else comments along those lines. He should have at least told her, I'm doing it, and have a conversation. He doesn't need her permission, but they're partners. They should speak to each other about these things.
Right. I might not have even said I'm doing it. Might have started with, I think we should do this. It's what she wants. And then you can go behind her back if she still stubbornly says no. There's steps that you should take before you just go rogue.
So Reddit is largely NTA, but they're wondering why Anna didn't just grab scissors out of the kitchen drawer and cut her own hair before now. She is an 8-year-old. You know, that's something they do.
That's true. I guess Anna has a little more self-control than a lot of 8-year-olds, though. And I'm sure she looks super cute with her new haircut.
Am I the asshole for refusing to donate my hair to my aunt with cancer?
I mean, just off the title, that's a tough one. I get being supportive of your family, but you're currently using that hair, I assume.
For context, I'm adopted and have super long and very thick red hair. No one in my adopted family has hair like mine, and it's been kind of a thing for them to touch, admire, and talk about my hair at family gatherings since I was a kid. My aunt has lung cancer, and it's really taken a toll on her. She lost all her hair and has talked about getting a wig, but they're too expensive, and she says she wants real hair. My mom suggested I donate my hair to make a wig for my aunt at Easter dinner. And my aunt got so excited she started crying.
What the hell, Mom? Mom threw you right under that bus.
I felt horrible about it and didn't say anything. We went to this wig place and the lady said that she could make a shoulder-length wig for my aunt using my hair. I keep it up extremely well and it's down to my knees.
Okay, that's a lot of hair.
It takes more hair than, usually it takes more hair than one person's head of hair to make a wig that looks nice. Usually they take hair from 4 people to make one wig.
Oh, do they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I know that making a wig takes way more hair than you think it does.
I know that they have to be very choosy about the hair. I didn't realize that it took so many heads of hair to do it.
Usually, but since her hair is so long, they can probably cut it in half and it's very thick and, so they can make a wig with just her hair.
Still, down to your knees, though. How long is that going to take to regrow?
Forever. My aunt started crying again, and again, I feel so awful, but I really don't want to part with my hair. I know it grows back, but still. No one had asked me how I felt, but I think my mom could tell I wasn't very excited about it because she asked the lady if she could donate her own hair, and she said that she'd need both my sisters, my mom's biological daughter, and my mom to donate their hair since it's very thin, and she could only make a chin-length wig with it. My aunt also wants red hair, so the lady said she'd have to dye it, and that would cause damage and cost more than using my hair. My uncle then said it'd make much more sense to use mine.
Everybody in this family is very, casual about volunteering your hair.
Yeah, Mom tried to donate her adopted daughter's hair and then could tell she wasn't super thrilled with it, so she tried to volunteer her other daughter to donate her hair. Well, how did the other biological daughter feel about this? Did she have an input either?
It doesn't sound like it, right? Was she even at the store with them when they got volunteered?
I don't know.
I'm sorry that you're going through a tough time right now, Aunt. Just wear a, over-the-counter wig.
Yeah, get a synthetic one. It doesn't have to be real hair. Also, I don't know how long it takes for your hair to start growing back after chemo and everything, but you'd think it'd take a while to make this wig. Is she going to need it by the time they're done with it?
I don't know, that's a tough one. And having a custom wig made, is this actually going to be cheaper?
I don't know, but the aunt is now set on this.
Yeah, well, Mom really screwed you over by volunteering it like this.
It's been a month and my aunt wants to know when we can make the appointment. Yeah, so we're already a month into this. Aunt's hair is going to be regrowing soon and be back to normal looking. I don't know what to do. I told my sister and she called me ungrateful and told me to stop being selfish because it would grow back.
What do you mean ungrateful?
That this family adopted her and took her in.
Is that what she meant by ungrateful? I was hoping that's not what she meant by ungrateful.
That's all I can think of, right?
Yeah.
Also, sister is like, you donate your hair because sister doesn't want to have to donate her hair.
No, sister's hair sucks anyways, and it would take two of her to make a wig.
If I'm the asshole, I won't hesitate to donate it, but I don't know anymore. Edit, people suggested I clarify. I have knee-length hair and I'd have to cut it all off to the scalp in order to make the wig.
To the scalp?
To make a shoulder-length wig for her aunt, they need all of her hair.
I feel like you should get a second wig maker's opinion. You can't, to the scalp is insane. Most girls that donate their hair just get a shorter haircut, right? Ear length.
Mm-hmm, like a pixie cut even.
Yeah, you gotta at least make sure your hair still looks okay. That's insanity going down to the scalp.
To all the people saying it doesn't take that much hair to make a wig, it does. One average donation of hair doesn't make a full wig. They match it with other donations. It usually takes 2 to 3 heads of hair for a full wig. Mine is long enough on its own for a full wig, and my aunt doesn't want synthetic hair mixed in with it to supplement it. I completely understand everyone saying that I was the asshole for not saying no in the beginning. I'm not trying to justify that, but I want to make it clear that it's extremely difficult for me to stand up to my family. I don't think I've ever had a say in anything since I started living with them, and that's how it's always been. They never give me a voice, even though I should have spoken up. It always goes without saying that what my mom says will happen.
Why the hell do you adopt a kid if this is how you're going to behave? I don't think I would even call you the asshole for not speaking up at the beginning. They were such assholes to just volunteer your hair like that. You're not an asshole because somebody else was an asshole to you and you didn't speak up at the moment.
Yeah, I think NTA, wanting to keep your own hair is not an asshole thing.
And I get some families do the whole we're gonna shave our heads in solidarity with the person who's going through chemo thing. Sounds like your family's not big on solidarity because you're the only one that has to shave their head. You're clearly not the asshole in this situation, and the fact that they're being so entitled about claiming a piece of your body is extremely worrying.
Top comment, NTA, but you have to stop stringing your aunt along. Tell them that you are feeling pressured and it's making you uncomfortable and you aren't going to donate your hair. It was completely inappropriate of your mom to donate your hair for you in the presence of your aunt.
That's the craziest thing right there. She didn't even just talk to you in private and be like, hey, what do you think about donating your hair to your aunt? Not in front of her and getting the poor woman who's going through chemo's hopes up.
OP replies, I do really want to tell her no and not get her hopes up anymore. It's just that she got so excited the moment my mom suggested it. I can't figure out how to tell her, and I'm afraid I'm in the wrong, so I haven't told her anything.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the asshole, but you become more and more the asshole the longer you let this drag on, I think. You just gotta rip the Band-Aid off.
OP does reply to someone else's comment with a little more info. I know it sounds stupid, but my hair is the only thing I have that I feel is connected with my birth family. I love my family, but I have a weird thing with my hair. I know it grows back, though, so that's something.
I mean, it sure sounds like OP's hair is very important to her, right? Like, she obviously takes good care of it. It's knee length, which is very hard to manage. Like, don't a lot of girls with longer hair, when they go in to get their hair donated, the person tells them, I can't use this, it's in too bad a condition?
Yeah, because the ends get dead and dried out and stuff, so like only the top part is healthy. So a lot of times they can't even use that for the wig. But it sounds like she's taking very good care of it because the wig maker said she could use all of the hair.
Right, so she's obviously putting a lot of work into this hair. I don't think it's bad that she wants to keep it.
Other info that might affect people's opinion, OP says that she's 17 years old.
Oh my God.
Pressuring a teenager to do this, it's hard to stand up to your family when you're a teenager.
Yeah, I thought OP was in her 20s. I can't even call her an asshole for taking so long to say no now. Like, at 17, it's really hard to stand up to your entire family.
Okay, on to the update. 2 days later. Thanks to everyone who commented, and especially those who offered to help with sending me their wigs. I'll talk to my mom about it, and she said, we could have bought hair from anyone. This is special to your aunt because it's your hair. So, I decided to just go ahead and do it. After reading all the YTA comments, which I didn't see any in there, so I don't know where she was finding them.
It's gotta just be the people who were saying you took too long.
Uh-huh.
Right? That's the only reason I can think to call her the asshole.
Anyways, after reading all the YTA comments, I felt even more like garbage than I did before, and I knew I'd feel awful if I didn't. We went to the salon yesterday. I cried. I have really gross hipster crew cut now. My aunt was so happy. They told her it wouldn't be ready for a few months, so she bought a blonde wig. She told us she's going to alternate between the blonde wig and my wig to match her outfits.
It sounds like your aunt hasn't started chemo yet. Like maybe it's a ways out.
So in the first story, she says she's already lost all her hair. She's in chemo and has lost all her hair.
Oh, she's already lost all her hair?
Yes.
Then like you said, her hair is going to start coming back soon.
Yeah, I think by the time the wig is ready, she's going to be growing her own hair back. And yeah, it'll be short. It'll look like a pixie cut. But do you need a wig at that point?
No, it sounds like Aunt just needs to suck it up and have a pixie cut. Or they should have had this conversation months ago. This is so weird.
I don't even care if this sounds selfish anymore because I did what they wanted. I hate not having my hair. I look like a boy now. I hope the happiness that wig brought my aunt helps get her through cancer. But it won't because she's going to keep smoking if she survives this anyways. I don't know how I feel about anything, but I miss my hair. My mom is really happy though, and so is my aunt. So hopefully I'll get over my hair. I don't know.
That sucks.
That is such a disappointing update.
I mean, it's good that you supported your family, but that sucks that they put you in that position, OP. Try to look on the bright side. Your hair will grow back, and I'm sure your head feels much lighter now.
Top comment to the update. Aunt who says wigs are too expensive can suddenly afford a blonde one to tide her over until the red one is made? These people are so selfish. Poor kid. It was the only thing that was hers. I bet they guilt her about being adopted and all they've done for her.
It sure sounds like it from Sister's comment, doesn't it? Saying that OP was ungrateful.
Yeah, it sounds like her family is not great and really hold being adopted over her.
And they've just been fawning over this hair her whole life, and finally Aunt had a chance to steal it.
Someone else comments, it's probably not even about the wig, it's about envy and wanting to have the prettiest hair in the family. They just want her hair because it's so pretty and they're jealous.
That really sucks for OP. I'm sorry. I know she tried to do the right thing for her family, but that really sucks.
Yeah, someone else comments, as effed up as this is, part of me thinks this will probably end up being the best outcome for OP. There was no winning in her shoes. If she didn't do it, she'd get a mountain of grief, get called heartless and cruel, and it'd always be a thing, even though it was extremely unfair. Damned either way.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. It sure sounds like there was no winning solution for OP. Yeah, all I can offer now is condolences, and the hair's gonna grow back, and girls look good with short hair. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I really hate people who say, do it to keep the peace, but I really feel like in this instance, I feel like she shouldn't have had to give up her hair. But this was the best way to stay on good terms with her family if that's what she wanted.
It sucks that she had to make such a big sacrifice to stay on good terms with her family, though.
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode so far, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we really appreciate your support, and it lets us know we should keep making fun content like this for you.
Daughter dyed her hair badly and refuses to go to school. Am I the asshole?
I mean, that sucks for daughter.
It's super embarrassing to go to school with bad hair.
Maybe she can take off like one day while you go to a hairdresser to get it fixed.
Can't believe this is happening, but here we go. Daughter, 14, has always been naturally blonde. However, the last few months, brown hair has been coming through her roots. That does happen as you get older. Your blonde hair starts to turn brown. We both used to be very, very blonde.
Yeah, my hair was practically white when I was a little kid.
She asked us if she could dye it earlier this month. We said yes, but only if it is done professionally. We booked an appointment at a very popular salon with a good reputation, meaning long wait times, but if it's being done, it's being done right. Reason for this is both her sister, and my wife have very sensitive scalps. Last time older daughter used an at-home kit, it went badly wrong, like doctors kind of wrong.
That's extremely wrong. I don't even know how you get that wrong.
It's like chemical burns to your scalp.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, she's probably like bleaching it even, right?
Yeah, because if it's coming in brown now and she wants to get it back to what her natural blonde used to look like, they're bleaching it. And that can lead to chemical burns.
That's harsher than other hair dyes, right? Lightening your hair is harder on it than darkening it.
Yes, very much so. Youngest daughter was happy with this and agreed to wait, but this weekend went out with her friend and bought an at-home kit, dyeing her hair at her friend's house without any adult assistance. Well, now it's orange.
Just own it. Just own it, kid.
We offered to buy a brown or black kit to cover it up until her appointment, but she screamed she is a blonde, not brunette, and hasn't really left her room since. That, by the way, I want to point out, is not a valid option. That'll just make it worse.
Yeah, once it's orange, can you even turn it back?
I think you can try and use some toners, but it's not super likely to get rid of all the orange. But I do know that if you use black box dye and then try and bleach it, you can get some really weird colors, like turning red or green is a possibility.
Yeah, hair isn't exactly designed to take this much abuse.
She is refusing to go to school until we fix it.
I mean, maybe you could call up the hairdresser and beg for an emergency appointment.
I said, I don't have a magic hair fixing spell, and the choice is go dark for 3 weeks or put up with the orange color. We phoned the salon, but they cannot move up the appointment, but will contact in case of a cancellation.
There's other salons, though. Like, you don't have to go to the super fancy one.
Although when you have messed up your hair this badly, you want the best hairstylists to try and fix it.
Oh, yeah, you definitely want the best person you can to try to salvage your hair. Because I think at this point, salvage is the correct word. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. It stresses me out so much when I hear about somebody who destroyed their hair like this.
So Reddit, am I the asshole for sending my daughter to school with self-inflicted orange hair?
I mean, no, you're not the asshole. She can't take 3 weeks off school because of weird hair.
Can you call the school? And I know they normally don't allow hats, but can you be like, can we please get an exception and let her wear a hat for 3 weeks?
Yeah, when I was in high school, there was like at least one girl a year who just wore a hat for a couple weeks, and we all knew why she was wearing a hat for a couple weeks.
I'm surprised your school let you wear hats. We had a strict no hat policy.
We had a strict no hat policy too, but the parents would call and get an exception for it.
OP does have a few edits because there were some very frequent comments and questions in the comments. To be clear, it has been mentioned a few times the brown brunette option was a temporary color, not a permanent. It'd wash out in a few weeks anyways. I think that means that it's better. Like, I said, if you dye your hair black and then try and bleach it, you'll get like red or green.
Right. This is a washout.
Yeah, I think with the washout, you don't have that as much.
I have no idea, so I'll just trust OP on that one.
We have tried other salons as well. However, they have similar wait times. One can fit us in earlier, but honestly, their Google reviews are a very mixed bag. 2 stars out of 5, so we're not overly confident with that one.
Sounds like a better star rating than daughter's friend has. She's probably sitting at a solid 0 right now.
It probably. Then another edit. Okay, thanks for all the responses with advice. We won't be dyeing it again, and we'll try the purple and blue shampoo instead, hoping to tone it down. That's when I said toners can like kind of take the orange out. You use like a purple toner and it removes some of the yellowy orange color.
Oh, okay.
Also, our wife just got off the phone with the salon who can get her in this Friday, so she'll have to suck it up for the rest of the week. It's going to cost us nearly twice as much as the normal salon, so guess who will be doing extra chores for a while?
Yeah, we all expected there to be a fee for it to be so short notice.
Top comment. So she had everything set up for her to get it done, yet she was impatient, gave in, and dyed it on her own. NTA, your daughter fucked up. And then someone replied, this really has me feeling my own teenage years.
Yeah, me too. It really reminds me of the time that I went to my friend's house and came back with a shaved head.
You did? I didn't know this about you. You shaved your head?
Yeah, we all shaved our heads that weekend, and it turns out my head is a little bit lumpy.
I've always wanted to kind of have an edgier haircut and shave part of my head, but I know that my head is lumpy and that would not look good on me. So I have never done that, but I kind of want to, but I have a lumpy head.
I mean, I was 11 when I did this, so maybe my head has rounded out in my old age.
You grew into your lumpy head?
Yeah, I might have a perfectly symmetrical egg head under all this now.
I don't want to find out. Please don't shave your head. How did your mom feel when you came home with no hair?
I think she laughed, and I'm pretty sure my friend's mom called and apologized because she didn't know we did that.
Another comment, NTA. You made her the appointment. Her impatience caused her situation. This is a good learning experience for her. Accountability. If you make a mistake, it's on you to fix it, no one else. Also, reinforce the medical condition issue your other daughter faced. You can also tell her that children with blonde hair often grow darker hair later in life. OP replies, both my wife and the elder daughter were the same. Blonde until early teens, then phased into brown, so it wasn't a surprise. She just likes being the only blonde in her friend group.
Okay, while that commenter isn't wrong, they might be a little harsh. At this point, I think your daughter knows she screwed up. You don't need to rub it in. Maybe she needs solutions at this point.
Right? She knows she messed up at this point.
Yeah, she very clearly knows she messed up.
NTA, isn't this a rite of passage for all teenage girls? It was for me, and my parents wouldn't pay for me to fix it. So you're doing more than my parents did. Learning lessons isn't the funnest thing in life.
It is kind of a teenage rite of passage for boys and girls, isn't it?
I don't think I ever screwed up my hair like that. My mom helped me dye my hair and put blue streaks in my hair when I was in high school.
Did you ever at least learn this by watching somebody else screw up, though?
Oh, yes.
There
yes.
you go.
I know many people who screwed up their hair.
So it's a rite of passage to either screw up your own hair or learn because somebody else did it so badly.
Am I the asshole for asking the guy I'm dating how he can tell me how to cut my hair when I've never seen his?
Sorry, you're dating somebody and you've never seen his hair?
Yep.
I mean, I guess you raised a valid point. He must be a hat guy?
Yes, obviously.
Okay, well, OP, I'm going to break some news to you. He doesn't have any hair under there.
There's no hair for you to see.
Yeah.
I, 33 male, have been dating this guy, 32 male, for about a year now, and I've never seen him without a hat or some kind of head covering. I mean, never. Not at home, not in bed, not even doing water sports. It's become his thing, and he's always weird or defensive anytime I bring it up.
Just bald as the day he was born, huh?
Before my last haircut, he asked me to cut my hair a certain way. I jokingly said, "How can you make haircut requests when I've never even seen your hair?" He is always super awkward and says stuff like, "I'll show you when I'm ready," or "I'll show you on this day." But it's been months now and it never happens. I don't care if he's bald, has scars, or whatever. I just find it strange that after a year together, he still won't show me. It feels like he's hiding part of himself.
It kind of does, doesn't it? I know plenty of the guys who are balding and won't take their hats off most of the time, but their partners know what they look like without the hat.
Now it's to the point where if I ever do see his hair, it'll feel weird and tense because of how big of a thing it has become.
It's either going to be super anticlimactic or worth the wait. Is it just that he's balding, but he's super patchy because he refuses to commit and just shave it?
Yeah, I was like, at some point, you gotta commit and shave it. It just looks better that way.
That's all that I can think that this is that he's just embarrassed that he's starting to bald.
Top comment. A year? What the F? Is he effing you with a hat on? OP replies, OP replies, he told me if I pull it off during sex, he'll leave and never come back.
Oh my God. Does he have a second face under that hat?
That's what someone else thought, because they said the only explanation to warrant this behavior is Voldemort has taken up residence on his head.
That's what I was building up towards. Yeah, he sounds like Professor Quirrell. What could be so bad under the hat that he would just up and leave the second you take it off?
Someone else in the comments thinks that there might be a chance that he has crazy racist tattoos on his head or something.
I didn't even consider tattoos.
Yeah, right? I just thought he was bald and embarrassed, but what if he has really embarrassing tattoos on there? Or someone else thinks he might have snakes under there like Medusa, so you better leave it alone.
Oh yeah, he's gotta run once you're a statue.
Okay, there is a little update. I'm thinking about ending things with him. I don't even want to bring it up again after last time. He completely shut down and just said he was bald. He still hasn't shown me his head. I've been waiting for it to fall off in the bed, but he is an expert at tying his head covers because they never come off when he sleeps.
I'm sorry, if you're gonna break up with him anyways, you gotta snatch that hat.
Yeah, right? He said, if you ever pull my head coverings or hat off during sex, I will leave and never come back. If you're gonna break up with him, just do it.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be in bed. It's just at any point during the day, snatch that thing and be like, okay, well, we're done. Just destroy his self-confidence. The second you see him without that hat, break up with him.
Some of you suggested giving him an ultimatum, but that also feels weird. I told him last time it would be weird to see his hair or head after all of the back and forth. It'll feel like a big reveal for someone's hair. That's so weird. I just don't understand how someone can want sex with me but not show their head. Speaking of sex, we haven't had it in weeks. I'm just so turned off right now.
It would be so mean to snatch the hat, but I really want you to.
I want him to report back on what is so embarrassing about this guy's head.
It cannot be as bad as the guy is making it out to be.
It's the weirdest thing. As someone with a major flaw that I deal with daily, it's hard to still find someone attractive who is this insecure about something that is so trivial. This insecure about something that has no impact on his life or his work performance. He's an attractive man, has a nice body, and is a medical doctor. It's crazy how insecure he is about something cosmetic. I fight a disability every day that I can't hide. All I can do is hope people don't notice and keep overcoming it. I've earned multiple degrees, a senior officer rank in the military, and a good corporate job, all while staring down something I have every right to be insecure about and kicking that insecurity in the face. For him to be this insecure over baldness is weakness, and that is very unattractive. So yeah, sounds like this guy is over his boyfriend not showing him his head. Like, it's not that big a deal. Get over it.
What could it possibly be other than an offensive tattoo at this point? That's all I can think of now. Bald isn't that big of a deal. Scars aren't that big of a deal. It's gotta be a crazy tattoo, right?
I just want to know, this guy is a doctor. What is he wearing at work to cover his head?
One of those little scrub caps.
The little surgeon caps things?
Yeah.
But what if he's not like a surgeon? He's just like a regular... That's still weird.
I mean, it's just his thing. He's the baseball cap doctor. Everybody knows him as that.
That seems unprofessional. You know what's weirder than being a guy that always has his head covered during a year-long relationship? Dating a dude for a year who always has his head covered during sex. Someone says, or in the shower. Have you guys never showered together? So weird.
There's just so many opportunities to see your partner without a hat on. It is kind of crazy that he's managed to keep it so well hidden all this time.
Another comment. After a year, he should feel comfortable and secure enough in the relationship to at least give you a reason, even if he's not ready to physically show you. So for that reason, I think this relationship is probably DOA since there is zero trust after 1 year. And that's a good point. Like, you've made it this far, he still doesn't trust you. Might be time to call it off, and it sounds like that's what he's thinking of doing.
Yeah, it really shows a lack of commitment to the relationship at this point. He won't even tell you the reason. He admitted he's bald, but he built it up for so long that I don't believe him. Is that weird? Like, when you don't say it for so long, and then you're like, fine, I'm bald, show me.
Yeah, is that it? I don't believe you. It can't just be that.
Yeah, there's a lot of distrust in your relationship, and it's all his fault.
Someone in the comments has gone through something similar. I dated a guy for a long time, like more than a decade, and I'd never seen his feet. Always wore socks. would get completely naked for sexy time, but left socks on. That is a huge turnoff for me. I don't think I could deal with that. He told me he hated his feet. We never showered together, and he'd never get in the pool or anything. We also never lived together, but we would stay at each other's places fairly frequently. I eventually kind of forgot about it and just got used to his feet always being socked. To this day, I'm really curious what they looked like, though.
I will bet they are not as bad as he was making them out to be. People are just too self-conscious about things.
Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my girlfriend's haircut after she donated her hair?
I mean, I don't know why you would be responsible for paying for her haircut.
So my 26 male girlfriend, 25 female, has been growing her hair out for years. She always said she wanted to donate it, and I thought it was a great idea. I even told her it was really sweet of her to do that. Well, last weekend, she finally did it. She chopped off over 12 inches and donated it to a charity that makes wigs for kids with cancer. Amazing, right? Except now she hates how short her hair is. She says she feels ugly, she misses her long hair, and she's been super upset about it.
It can be a bit of a rough transition to suddenly lose that much hair.
She booked an expensive hair appointment at a salon to fix it, with layers, color, extensions, I don't even know. And then she sent me the bill, over $500, expecting me to cover it. Her reasoning? She donated her hair to do something good, and I should support her because I encouraged her to do it.
You encourage... It sounds like you just said, yeah, that's a great idea. I support you in this. That was encouraging her?
Yes, and now it's your fault that she's ugly. She needs hair extensions. You need to pay for them now.
That's crazy. No, why on earth would you be responsible for this bill?
Because she did something good. Now you should pay to fix it.
Maybe you just need to tell girlfriend that you find her beautiful, no matter how her hair is.
I told her that while I think what she did was amazing, I never told her to donate her hair. That was her decision, and I don't think it's fair to expect me to pay for her to fix it now. She got really upset and said that I was being unsupportive and selfish, and now she's barely speaking to me. Am I the asshole?
Sorry, how long have they been dating?
He doesn't say.
Okay, because I was trying to think of how long I'd have to be dating someone before I'd be willing to toss them $500 for a haircut.
I don't think ever.
Maybe when you were married.
No. $500 is ridiculous. That's coming out of your fun money.
Yeah, $500 is a lot. I feel like she just needs to be happy with the solution of OP saying, I think you're beautiful like this.
Too late. It sounds like she already got the hair extensions because she sent him the bill for it.
Oh, she did, didn't she?
But actually, I feel like $500 for layers, color, and extension is a super good price.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty reasonable when it's your own head.
Extensions are very expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he should have to pay for this.
Sorry, another question I was wondering about. Is OP the one that keeps saying the word fix it? Or is that girlfriend?
Girlfriend, he says in quotes. It's in quotes. Now she wants me to fix it.
Okay.
So I think that's what she's saying.
Okay, good. Because if OP was the one using the words fix it, then he's a huge asshole. Don't ever say that about a woman's hair.
Oh no, you're implying that it looks terrible if you say that. My mom had really, really long hair in high school, like to her waist, and she got it cut short into like a pixie cut almost. And the first thing my dad said when he saw her was, well, hair grows back. She was not happy.
Oh, no.
She was already upset. She didn't like the haircut. And then my dad was like, well, it'll grow back. And I think she cried.
Wow, you're really throwing your dad under the bus. But that also sounds like something he might say.
He's very honest. But on to the top comment. She's an adult. She made a decision. She should know the consequences of her decision fall on her. Do not pay for these hair extensions, NTA.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't have to pay for these hair extensions. Did the hairdresser who cut all of her hair off just do an awful job? Is that what that was? Or I guess maybe she just doesn't like having such short hair.
Maybe a bit of both. I don't know. He doesn't say how her hair looked before she got the hair extensions and everything.
Yeah, because once they cut it off, they usually do like some nice styling and stuff so that you still look good, right? Mm-hmm. They don't want this to be a punishment for you.
Someone else says, adults don't spring an expense on their significant other like that. They discuss it first. If she expected him to pay, she should have said so before getting it done so that she could get the reality check she needed. This would be a huge red flag for me.
I mean, that is a lot of money to spring on somebody. I'm wondering if her logic was she did all of this for OP so that she could look pretty for OP, you know?
Oh, I thought you meant donating her hair for OP. I was like, no, she's wanted to do that for years. But yeah, if she thinks getting her hair dyed and getting hair extensions put in makes her prettier for OP, I can kind of see she might want him to contribute to that. But I still feel like that's a stretch.
I mean, it's definitely a stretch. I'm just trying to think of her logic chain and how it would be okay to send somebody a bill for your own haircut. And all I can think is that maybe OP wasn't supportive enough once the hair was off.
Yeah, maybe he didn't tell her she still looked beautiful.
Maybe OP said, don't worry, it'll grow back.
That's just mean. I'm sorry, Dad, but it is just mean.
But no, it's from the information we got, I don't think OP's the asshole. There's no reason for you to be paying for her haircut. It might be nice if you volunteered it, but the second she sends you a bill, you're not obligated to pay it.
One last comment. Dude, break up with her. And then someone replies, I can already see the BS. He broke up with me because I donated my hair and he thought I was ugly. Smear campaign from her. And you know that if he does break up with her, that's what she's going to sell everyone.
Yeah, I bet that would do great as an Am I the Asshole story, honestly.
Am I the asshole for brushing my hair to spite my grandma?
I'm not sure I understand that chain of logic, but you do you, I guess.
Sorry if the title might be confusing, but here's the context. I, 18 female, have kind of curly hair. It's like halfway, I guess. The bottom curls a lot, but near my scalp it doesn't curl nearly as much. Because of my curls, if I brush my hair, it turns into a giant poofy lion's mane, basically. It's all frizzy and staticky and just looks bad. However, I didn't really discover this until I was about 14. My hair was wild growing up. Yeah, if you got curly hair, you're not supposed to brush it. Ever.
Oh, okay. I've never had long enough hair for this to be an issue.
Yeah, brushing wavy or curly hair just makes it frizzy and poofy. And you're supposed to style it while it's wet and then never touch it again until the next time you wash it. You're saying this like you don't know any of this, even though I have wavy hair.
I think that you are overestimating me if you thought that I knew all of this just because it's your hair. Because with my hair, I also just style it after my shower and then don't touch it again until I shower again. Is that not normal? I don't know.
Well, growing up, my grandma always made a fuss over my hair. No matter what you did, it'd be frizzy when dry. So every time I was at her house, she'd have me brush my hair because she never believed that I had already brushed it. I hope you can see where this is going. Some additional context. I haven't seen my grandma in a few years due to going to a boarding school in a different country. I stayed there for about 2 years, but on breaks, I'd see my parents and friends. Not my grandparents, though. When I returned home for good, my grandparents moved away, so I didn't really get the chance to see them. Well, I finally got the chance to see my grandparents again, and we went to their house for the weekend. With the way my hair is now, it's a bit frizzy as it's drying, but when it's completely dry, the frizz becomes a lot less noticeable due to the curls. I also finger brush to minimize the frizz. My grandma saw me while my hair was drying and told me to go brush my damn hair, and that by this age, I should already know how to brush my hair.
Uh-huh.
I told her that brushing my hair so much is what made my hair so frizzy, so I refused. She told me that was bullshit and that I'd better brush it before our special brunch. I just ignored her for the most part and went into the guest room to do homework. That was until it was time to go to our special brunch, when I came out of the room to leave. My grandma saw me and my curls and said, "Look at how much better your hair looks when it's brushed. I told you so." I was literally dumbfounded. Did she seriously think my hair was brushed? I told her it wasn't brushed and she didn't believe me. So I went and got a brush, walked up to her, and brushed my hair. Wouldn't you know, it was a fucking disaster. The look on her face was priceless.
It seems a little spiteful, but maybe she pushed you over the edge.
She got all angry at me saying that I just ruined her family photos. I guess that's why the brunch was so special. And that I needed to fix my hair. I told her there was nothing I could do now, and she was the one who told me to brush my hair anyway. My mom said I was an asshole for this, but my dad said that it was hilarious. Away from my mom, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Though I do kind of see why I'm an asshole because she paid for a professional photographer, which I didn't know until she told me after the fact. And she already told me my hair looked good and I ruined it on purpose to spite her. So, am I the asshole?
I mean, you might be a little bit the asshole here. It kind of sounds like you did this completely out of spite, right?
I mean, it was definitely to prove a point to Grandma, but I feel like Grandma kind of had it coming, and she didn't know that they were getting professional photos taken, okay? Someone should have told her.
Yeah, somebody should have told her just so that she could prep for the professional photos. I'm sorry, if you're going to hire a professional photographer, I'm going to do a little more effort in my getting together for brunch. So Grandma's also I think everyone sucks here. I don't know. I can't quite get behind shooting yourself in the foot to spite someone else.
I mean, she thought they were just doing a brunch. She didn't care if her hair was frizzy.
That's true, and Grandma was really nagging her. I guess that's, in my opinion, that's just kind of what grandmas do.
Top comment. NTA, anyone with any shade of curly hair knows if you brush the curl, you're getting Diana Ross hair. You tried to tell her. NTA, and this made me laugh. Grandma is the asshole. She is super rude about your hair. And also, who doesn't warn someone when they're going to get professionally photographed?
That is big asshole behavior right there. I feel like everyone in my family would be so mad if you just surprised them with a professional photographer.
OP replies, I had the exact same question. I guess she wanted it to be a surprise, but wouldn't you want people to look their absolute best for pictures?
Yeah.
I don't know what Grandma's logic was there.
I'm sorry, I might want to go get my hair cut before this instead of turning up shaggy.
I might want to put on a little more makeup than I would for brunch.
Yeah, maybe I want to slap some concealer over this big zit on my forehead or something. There's a lot of reasons why I want to know that in advance.
Another comment, NTA, fellow curly-haired person here, and I can definitely relate. I was tortured in middle school because of my hair. I would brush it, and it would get frizzy. People, students, and teachers would bully me, asking me why I never brushed my hair. So I'd brush it even more, and it would be even worse. And this was 20 years ago, so there weren't nearly as many options in curly hair care. Curly hair and brushes do not go together.
Yeah, it is rude to always be telling people to go and brush their hair. So I don't think there's any question that Grandma and all the people that commenter went to school with are assholes. I'm just not 100% sure whether or not OP is, honestly.
One last comment. NTA, she got what she asked for. I'm siding with your dad here, 100% hilarious.
Oh, I don't think there's any question that Dad is correct. And he was also correct not to say that in front of anyone. It was 100% hilarious. Sometimes asshole behavior is hilarious, though. I just honestly cannot decide whether or not you're the asshole or not in this one, because I also think it's funny, and I think that gets you a lot of brownie points in my book.
I think if OP had known that they were getting professional photos and she did this, she would have been the asshole. But she had no idea about that, so I'm going NTA on this one. She has been badgered by Grandma for years about her hair, and Grandma is too stubborn to realize that, brushing is not the solution with this particular type of hair. So I can totally get behind OP, making this grand statement to, finally get her point across to Grandma.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that. Grandma also has access to the internet. Grandma could have been looking up solutions for this.
Grandma's too old. She doesn't know how to use the internet.
Okay, at some point we have to stop giving grandparents that out. The internet's been around since, the 90s. They've had plenty of time to learn computers.
I mean, technically the internet has been around since the 80s, but it wasn't, commonly used until the 90s. But yeah, they should know how to use it by now. They've had time.
Yeah, if Grandma's currently 90, that still means that she was in her 60s when the internet was common. So you can learn a new thing at that age. It's not like she's still going to the library. So I'm going to change mine. I'm going to go with not the asshole here.
Well, that's our last story for this episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet.
Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.